You're listening to Up at Night here on WYBF 89.1 FM. And in studio we have Heath McNease,
Yes.
the McNasty brothers, and as they have been called. You know, we're shows about not being afraid to fail. And here we go, the very, very first song. I cue it up and I play it, and it's labeled wrong on the jacket cover.
So
and
weird.
It's so weird. It's like a profound God moment where we understand it's okay to screw up.
I did that on purpose. I was testing you and you passed. You passed.
Yes. I read the label. But you've got some fan mail.
Yeah.
Let's start with that before we get into the next song.
First of all, I'd just like to say, man, shout outs to all my friends and fans that are listening on, from Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that.
And tell them how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, you guys can all follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My name is @the_Heath_McNasty, and I'm on Facebook @Heath McNease Official. Couple of great questions, like right off the bat. Justine Johnson wants to know what was the first song that I ever wrote. What was it about? Justine, the first song I ever wrote was terrible. It was a rap song called Asthmatic, because I'm asthmatic. And I was trying to do like a play on, because one of my favorite rappers is this guy named Nas, and he had a record called Illmatic, and then he had a record called Stillmatic. And so I was like, I want to make a song called Asthmatic.
There's a theme there.
And it was all like spiritual, like, I can't breathe, but that's okay because God's like the breath of life. It was terrible. And my mom, to this day, my mom was like, you've got to put that on one of your records. I love Asthmatic so much. And it was terrible. I like recorded it at my church on a terrible like Casio keyboard. It was awful. So yeah, Justine, the first song that I ever wrote was Asthmatic.
Well, you know, the next time you're in, I've got a Casio keyboard, and I've got one of those breathing things where, you know, you can just
do a terrible...
Let's just let that one float down together.
Terrible throwback, yeah, absolutely. This one's... Joe Jacobs wants to know Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme. I'll ask you first, Chuck. Do you have a preference? I mean, I know in Philly you guys do it different. You might have a...
I want to go to Sweet Taco.
Okay. What is Sweet Taco?
Sweet Taco is a bar that serves tacos that makes their own donuts.
What?
And it is killer. I mean, it's $18 a dozen.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. I mean, it's like you're high dollar in it if you're going out. And you're not going there for breakfast. You're going there for, you know, after work, and you want to have a cup of Joe, and you want a couple really good donuts.
Okay.
I mean, the bacon maple glazed praline donut, which actually has 2 strips of bacon across the top of it.
See, that sounds like some stuff that me and Joe Jacobs probably couldn't afford.
See,
if it's on you, I'll do it.
It's quality.
Okay.
If you go, you know, I can't have sweets because of my diet.
Sure.
And if I'm going to have a sweet,
you're gonna go for it.
I'm going to have a really good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just saying.
No, it makes sense.
Now the difference between Dunkin' Donuts and I'll just say, as a youth pastor 20 years ago, Hostess, mediocre turnout with a chocolate milk at youth group on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts, moderate turnout.
Okay.
Krispy Kreme, attendance jumped 40%.
Absolutely.
Because of the pure sugar.
Getting saved and going to the mission field. Absolutely. For me, I think Dunkin' Donuts makes an amazing blueberry cake donut. But if you're just talking about regular glazed, a Krispy Kreme donut that you put in the microwave, oh my gosh.
Or you get the hot light and you do the drive-through like I did in South Carolina a month ago.
and when Krispy Kreme does the free donut day,
yes.
The unit, it's like way more important when the Pope came to town. It shuts down.
We went to a place, my daughter and I bought a dozen for the trip home. Mm-hmm. I had one. We got home and the box was empty. I said, "Where'd they all go?" And she just smiled with this little sugar glaze around her mouth. When you're 18, you can do that.
Yeah. Krispy Kreme, Joe. Krispy Kreme is the answer, homeboy.
Yes. Unless you're in Philly.
My friend Shelby Archambault says, Heath, can you play my friends and I a concert for my birthday? That's an amazing question, Shelby. For you, yes. I don't play birthday parties. I'm not a bar mitzvah birthday party guy. I'm a professional artist. But I remember Shelby. I actually remember her and her friends. She has a friend named Lauren Halverson, I think, and I can't remember the other friend's name. And how I remember these names,
If
I
you
don't
need
know.
a moment to talk to your booking agent and
Yeah.
have a conversation with yourself, it's cool, man.
Yeah. How I know these names, I don't know. I remember I played at this festival in Michigan called Big Ticket Festival, and they were like, "Hey, come to Taco Bell with us afterwards." And I was like, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to Tim Hortons, which is the Timbits, the Timbits over Krispy Kreme actually."
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Why don't you guys come see me at Tim Hortons?" And so Shelby and her friends, they all pulled up, and we hung out in line at Tim Hortons, and we took pictures, and we slapped high fives. So Shelby, for you, yes, I will come play a show for you and your friends in Michigan. I'd be happy to do it.
Very cool. Just for our listeners, we have in studio artist Heath McNease, and we're playing some tracks off some of his new CDs that he has recently come out with. How can they text you, or how can they contact you tonight?
Yeah, you can hit me up on Twitter at the Heath McNasty. I'm on Instagram at the Heath McNasty. I am on Facebook. It's just Heath McNease Official, and then you can email me always, heath.mcnease@gmail.com.
Now we're going to play another track off the Among Thieves. Now I have to admit, I have not listened to Along Came Molly.
Okay.
However, it sounds like a John Fogerty song. One of those Louisiana blues songs.
Kind of CCR, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying Cream or somebody like that.
Yeah.
What's the background with that song?
The background, it's not even remotely like a John Fogerty. So for me, when I was doing the record, I thought it was very folky, and I thought it was very personal, and I wanted to have a couple of songs that were lighter, and what I wanted to do was I wanted something to be very current in context, but I wanted it to sound like whatever the acoustic interpretation of Yellow Submarine, was. And so Along Came Molly, first of all, Along Came Polly is one of my favorite movies. Ben Affleck, I just think it's hilarious. But Along Came Molly really is about this girl who uses ecstasy, and it's just about how her life sort of feels and how it unravels when she's on Molly, Molly is like the sort of contemporary term for it. And while it's a really serious subject matter, I wanted it to sound like just light and poppy and enjoyable, even though it's talking about some serious things, so that it didn't feel like it was, cracking under the weight of its importance. Since this album has so many kind of heavy songs, and so it sounds really light and upbeat and fun and airy, but it's kind of about some pretty crazy stuff. But it's also it's a psychedelic drug, and Yellow Submarine is a psychedelic album, and Yellow Submarine's one of my favorite records. So that's the story behind Along Came Molly.
Cool. Well, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.